Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will discuss Rhynchostylis gigantea orchid care. This slow-growing monopodial orchid is native to southern China and Southeast Asia, where it grows in the tropical understory. The color of the flower can be white, red, purple, blue, pink, or orange. While the foliage resembles that of a Vanda, it prefers more shade and the flowers are different, forming a long curving inflorescence of many fragrant flowers. This gorgeous floral display has earned it the common name Foxtail orchid. While the lack of pseudobulbs means that these orchids cannot use them to store energy and water, their roots are much more fleshy and substantial than those of Vanda orchids, which allows them to resist drought conditions for much longer. Rhynchostylis gigantea grows much slower than the other orchids. However, it is not difficult to grow. You just need to create a suitable growing environment. Here are a few tips. Rhynchostylis gigantea thrives when the daylight temperatures hover around 90 Fahrenheit and dips down to about 75 Fahrenheit at night, though it can tolerate much wider ranges so long as the temperature doesn't fall below into the 50s. The dip in temperature at night triggers flowering. In their natural habitat, Rhynchostylis orchids grow in the understory, where the bright tropical sunlight is filtered through the leaves of the canopy above. Vanda grow higher up, so it makes sense that these orchids require more dim light than what a Vanda requires, and that they will burn if kept at the same bright level. We like to grow these orchids farther back from the windows than our Vanda and Escocentrum. About 2,000 to 2,500 foot candles is a good range if you are measuring. We can tell if the orchid needs more or less sunlight by the color of their leaves. Yellow leaves or leaves with black spots means that the orchid gets too much sunlight. Dark green leaves indicate that the light is not sufficient. Rhynchostylis gigantea likes to be watered abundantly from spring through autumn, when it is actively growing. The soil should not completely dry between waterings, especially while blooming. At the same time, the air should be kept moving to prevent rot. During winter dormancy, watering should be dialed back so that the media dries out completely in between waterings. We grow ours in a basket and spray them every day in the spring and fall, sometimes twice a day on hot summer days. In winter, we spray them every 2 days. The pH of the water used for this orchid should be between 5.5 and 6.5. We just published a video showing how to measure water pH and control water quality for orchids. If you are growing orchids or plan to grow orchids, I highly recommend that video. You can click the link on the top right corner to check it out. Rhynchostylis orchids love humidity, especially in the summer. Our sunroom is typically in the 70%, sometimes in the 60 or 80%. This orchid will thrive in a high humidity, but the air must be kept moving, as stagnant air and high humidity can be a recipe for rot. It is a bit more tolerant of low humidity in the winter. Usually around 70% is fine. These orchids will appreciate a fairly standard fertilization regimen, dilute applications every week in the summer. More nitrogen-rich fertilizers in the spring and summer with a bit more phosphorus in the fall will help the plants to bloom. We grow our Rhynchostylis in baskets with some coconut fiber and a little bit of sphagnum. However, it might not be feasible to grow them in baskets in a more dry area. So some people use charcoal or bark to grow these orchids. However, keep in mind that the roots are very thick and sturdy, and are much less flexible than those of a Vanda. This makes them difficult to repot. So make sure that you are not creating a situation where you will have to repot them often, as they are already slow growing to begin with and need to be established for a while in order to stay healthy. Alright, this is today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.